Well, as always, this is a difficult preparation, especially for the defense. These fastball teams that really go fast and play high tempo is hard to simulate in practice, hard to get the players to respond. Um, I think we need to continue to improve our mindset on our toughness, our ability, mental toughness, ability to finish plays, finish games, um, be more physical, be more aggressive. We just need to do a better job in that area. Obviously, we're working hard on, getting better execution, not making mental errors. We have a tremendous amount of respect for, Ole Miss as a team. I think as a player and as a competitor, you always should think that the guy you're going to play against is the best player you played against all year, and go to work every day in practice with the idea that I'm going to have to play really, really well to be able to win my matchup. And that's something I really have tried to stress to our players, regardless of who we're playing, so that you can go play your best as a player. I think that's the most important thing. It's going to be a challenging game on the road in the SEC. It always is. And we're looking forward to improving and stepping up to the challenge.
Okay, we'll get started with Michael Casagrande.
I know there are discussions about this game and when it's going to be played because of the hurricane. What's your role in those discussions, and what would you prefer it to be?
Well, I think we're still going to. I think we're going to make everybody's best effort to play the game on Saturday. I don't hear. No one really listens to anything that I have to say. So, this is about our administration, their administration, the SEC. Trying to make the best decision. From a weather standpoint, I think the worst of the weather will be through there by game time, so I don't think any players will be at danger. It will be raining probably, and it'll probably rain most of the day. So, maybe tomorrow we'll get a little better feel for exactly when this thing's going to move through. We've had discussions, but I think everybody's going to try to make sure we get to play the game on Saturday. Nobody's for sure what the best time to do that is.
Okay, we'll go to Aaron Settles with The Athletic.
Nick, you've talked about the transition of taking advantage of the rules of college football to change your offense and to keep up with the rest of the league. How long did that change take to get your roster where you wanted to be to play that style and to sort of install that offense for your guys?
Well, I think once we started to do it, we made significant progress in doing it. I think when Jalen was here, we've always tried to do what the quarterback could do. So, when he was here, we sort of started this process and did what he could do, and he did a good job of that. And, of course, Tua could operate and do this stuff really, really well, and we had the right players to do it, really great skill guys outside. So I would say that we have made progress through the years, but obviously, the last 2 years have been really good for us.
We'll go to Brett Hudson with the Tuscaloosa News.
Coach, the way Ole Miss has used John Rice Plumlee, there's a lot of options for how they can use him. How do you kind of prepare for what they've shown of him on film and what they likely can do with him that they haven't shown yet?
Yeah, well, I think you have to respect the guy because he's such a good athlete, but he also played quarterback a lot last year, and he's very capable of throwing the ball. So you can't really say he's just a wildcat guy when he's playing quarterback. They use him as a wide receiver. They use him as a running back. We just got to categorize him relative to what he's playing and try to play the plays. And he's a very capable guy and very good athlete, but we have to respect his ability to throw the ball because, we played against him last year, and he was very effective as a passer as well as, very athletic and very fast as a quarterback. So we have to respect that.
We'll go to Tony Sakalas.
You talked about your respect for Lane Kiffin. I just wanted to know, how much do you think he's progressed as a coach since his time at Alabama?
Well, I can't really speculate on that. I think he's done a really good job. I made a statement that I always thought Lane would be a really, really good head coach, and I think he has been since then. But I know I haven't been around him to know exactly, although the product on the field that he's put out has been very good. in terms of the last couple of years where he's been a head coach, and certainly so far this year, they have played extremely well.
Go to Charlie Potter.
Coach, in the event that the game is played on Saturday, how much do you guys spend this week just preparing for things like playing with wet footballs and things like that to get the guys ready?
Yeah, well, we did everything we did today was with a wet ball. So, you know, we did about half the practice yesterday, wet ball. Today, everybody that handled the ball, it was wet. So that's all we can do to prepare for it. We can't make it rain. So, you know, I think handling the ball is the most important thing, but I also think it's important to have the mindset of getting used to handling the ball so it's not an issue when you play in a game.
Okay, we got time for a couple more. We'll go to James Ogletree.
Yeah, Coach, you've coached against a DJ Durkin defense before. I was just curious what you think about him as a play caller and their scheme, and in terms of what you might see in this game, especially their front, what you think they might try to do there.
Well, you know, DJ's a really, really good coach. I've always had a tremendous amount of respect for him. I think he's done a great job wherever he's been. And you know, I would assume that they'll do something a little different, but I know how difficult it is during the season to really, you know, change your scheme a lot relative to the players being able to get enough reps to be able to, you know, play all the plays and do all the things they need to do to adjust. I think it's a little easier to do some of that stuff on third down on a week-to-week basis. So I don't have a really good idea of anything that they would do different. I would say they'd probably move more up front against us like everybody else has.
Okay, we'll finish up with Drew Carter.
Hey, Coach, we've seen Lane Kiffin kind of poke fun at you a few times. Today he was asked about the Saban versus Kiffin matchup. He said, "We're not playing, but if we did, he couldn't cover me. I'm worried about him because he's elderly." Would you like to respond to that?
No, I think he's probably right. I wouldn't disagree with him. You know, I guess what I would ask is when he's my age, what's he going to be like then? I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit of a, you know, disadvantage to be, you know, my age and have had a hip replacement. But, you know, I still pride myself in my ability to cover. I just don't think I could cover him.